Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today we are on Icebound. This is a high funds matchup, and where there's high funds, there is high fun, folks. That is for sure. Icebound is a pretty cool map. It is triple base airport and lots of ports, so we are definitely possibly going to be seeing some naval action on this one. And we are actually featuring the brand new army in Advanced Wars by Web, so this should be pretty fun. We got the Noir Eclipse fellas, although on the replay viewer they come up as Azure asteroids still on the side for some reason, but that is perfectly fine. You know, it is what it is, and we are not going to really worry about it all that much. Alright, so our players today are AryaFireheart and Truniht. These are two veterans of Advanced Wars by Web, especially in the live league. You see them quite often. I know AryaFireheart is going to be participating in the APC tournament held by Humida pretty soon, so pretty good. Watch out for her for sure. And Truniht is a very good player in his own right. I've seen this guy have some pretty amazing games over his tenure on Advanced Wars by Web, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so this is high funds. So we have an Olaf versus Sensei match. Now you might be wondering, Sammy, why is Olaf in a tier 1 match against Sensei? Well, technically Olaf is tier 1 when it comes to high funds because global damage is incredibly broken. Who would have thought, right? So anyways, so today we have Olaf. So Olaf has no day-to-day abilities except for the fact that he is not hindered by snow at all. And his co-power, Blizzard, will make it snow. Who would have thought? And also his super co-power, Winter Fury, will do 2 global damage and make it snow. So pretty good stuff, folks. Pretty good stuff. And we also have Sensei. So Sensei will get 140% firepower on his foot soldiers, 50% firepower on his battle copters, minus 10% attack to all other units, and transport copters gain +1 movement. Well, all transport units actually gain +1 movement. His Copter Command Co-Power will drop 9 HP infantry on all cities owned, and the Airborne Assault Super Co-Power will drop 9 HP mechs on all cities owned, and also increase the firepower of his Battlecopters to 165%. Wow! That is some strong stuff, folks. Strong stuff, folks. Unfortunately for our good friend Sensei, there is only one airport on this map that he's able to really acquire. It is possible that maybe you can acquire 2 if you are super crafty, but sit back and enjoy, folks. So hopefully we have a very good one today. Alrighty, so day 1 we have a standard infantry build. Gotta get the infantry on the field, folks. You thought I wasn't gonna do it this time, but I did. There's always infantry to be had. And on this map in particular, you know, it happens, you know. We have a base that we start off with, so we get the infantry. Alright, so both players are sending their units east and west respectively, capturing the comm towers, capturing neutral cities, and we have the first tank build over here by AryaFireheart, and it is built on the so-called strong front over here, which is very nice. So this map has an interesting dynamic because we have a fairly vulnerable base, or not base, but lab, and the lab functions as the HQ on this map. So labs right here, and yeah, we have 2 bases right here. So 2 bases are able to rush over all the way to this lab, but I mean, in response, we do have 2 bases right here which are able to go and protect the lab. So this becomes sort of a little bit of an HQ race for sure, but we'll see what happens here. Now there's lots of things that you can do to sort of prevent HQ rush on this map, like send some big boys over here. You can build a battleship. You can build, like, you know, battlecopters, send them over, but if you build battlecopters or like any sort of air unit, they are usually a lot more effective at attacking the HQ rather than defending the HQ. When it comes to defending the HQ, you kind of want to use like this base and this base right here, Wow, this base in the airport kind of attack over here. So I would say like this should technically maybe, I don't know if I would call it your strong front. It's sort of like a 3-fronted map, right? But potential for double base reinforcement in a lot of places. Okay, so let's continue on. And AryaFireheart Day 6 classy medium tank on the field. Oh my god, it's perfect. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's right there already. Day 6. Day 6 we have a classy medium tank. It's beautiful. And Truniht responds with the stinky Neo tank all the way down there in the south. Has another tank coming to back it up too. So this is a pretty good response. I feel like see, Neo tank out of this position probably be pretty good because we would be able to directly reinforce this. If you build it out of this position, you actually have to go all the way over here and then you have to cross the river, which can be kind of difficult because there's a 1-day reinforcement from this base to the river. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing building your Neo tank down here, but here would be a direct line of reinforcement. This one is a little bit slower, but you do have to acquire these cities, right? So we'll see what this stinky boy does. We'll keep track of him. We'll see what he does. Medium tank rushing up, APC and a recon build. Very interesting recon build. You don't often see recons built in games at all when you can see what's happening, but recons and high funds are pretty much okay. And this is sort of a special circumstance because Sensei is going to be spamming a lot of infantry, right? And you're going to be needing a lot of vehicles in order to counter those infantry. So recon's very effective in that. Plus, with the amount of roads that are around here, the recon can rush up very, very quickly. Like, we have a 2-day reinforcement pretty much all the way down to the bottom of the map. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that recon. We'll keep an eye on him, just like the classy boy. We'll see what he's up to. We'll see what the stinky Neo tank's up to. So Arya not really investing a lot of funds or income into the top portion of the map here either. Just going strict infantry and really, really investing heavy into the bottom portion of the map. Truniht is doing a little bit of a different strategy, investing heavily into the bottom, but investing slightly into the middle of the map. We do have a tank build right here. I can see this tank probably going down to the middle, but we'll see. Alrighty. Oh, AryaFireheart building the stinky Neo tank to counter the other Neo tank. You hate to see it, but it's perfectly justified, you know. Definitely has some kind of stock in soap, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good build. You really want to be, so she's going to be going really, really hard on attacking the base. And Truniht is going to be defending the base, which is kind of a difficult position to be in. Defending the base, you know, it's perfectly fine, but you really want to be the attacker in this instance. It tends to work a little bit better. We have a classy boy of the sky build over here, so we do have AryaFireheart coming in with a bomber, direct counter to the Neo tank right now, so the Neo tank is not going to be able to push up at all. And we actually have a nice wall built, led by the classy medium tank, denying the capture of this property here, and almost sort of trapping the Neo tank. The Neo tank is going to have to run away. We do have anti-air reinforcement here from Truniht, but I don't know if it's going to be able to get there in time to effectively counter the bomber build over here. So Trunit's going to have to come up with something pretty crafty here. Oh, and he goes up and attacks the classy medium tank with the Neo tank, doing a massive 60% shot. Now that is going to leave the Neo tank very vulnerable to a bomber strike. However, the bomber will then be in turn struck by an anti-air. So we're going to have to definitely weigh the benefits of that attack. And it does look like Truniht is going to have the first copter command here pretty soon. Now, I mean, he does have a number of cities that are going to be spawning infantry, but not really too many valuable frontline cities. We have some cities over here, some cities in the back, and like 1, 2, 3, 4 cities over here. So we are going to get some spawns here pretty soon. I'm just really wondering if it's going to be sort of the defining factor in this game. Oh my god, and look at this little clear 2. Classy medium tank sacrifices himself for the classy boy of this guy to come in and then leave a trail of stink firing onto that artillery. So we did a massive shot there, took out a huge amount of value, and the rest of the units are pushing in. We got a battlecopter build, we have anti-air tank over here, and anti-air built at the top. Now I do understand that it is very difficult to see these guys at the moment, so I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. We gotta feature the new army, folks. It's the way she goes. Truniht does have that co-power ready. Are we gonna be popping it? Or are we gonna save for the mechs? That's the question here. Nope, we're gonna be popping the copter command. Very nice. I think we should almost have enough banked up for another copter command next turn as well. So that boosts our unit count to 33 from 21 last turn. So we managed to pop in about 12 infantry on the field. And we take out 2 infantry and sort of steadily move the forces a little bit forward. Bring a lot of the infantry back to protect these units over here. Double anti-air right now to deal with the classy boy of the sky over here, the bomber, the black bomber. Spooky guy. The only problem right now is that the HQ over here is incredibly vulnerable. Like, incredibly vulnerable. It would almost... I could almost see a world where a blizzard might even manage to assist with an HQ cap, because we have infantry just plopping all the way around this HQ at the moment. Or lab, as some may call it. Bombers are moving up. Neo-tanks moving up. Good position with the Neo-tank here covering the bomber. Very nice. And we do have a battleship build over here too. So Olaf's navy has entered the fray and is ready to cause the pain to the little pink forces over here. So, ouch. Very interesting indeed. Now, Truniht definitely not out of it. Does have another copter command banked up. So we might be seeing that popped. Yeah, so we are going to be seeing that pop. Bringing the unit count all the way to 47. So 47 units on the field. Wowzers. They are all over the place, folks. And we are sniping out those infantry that thought they could just get super close to our HQ. Those guys are gone. Out of here, folks. We ain't gonna be seeing them no more. Almost managed to clear a recon down south too and completely trap the Neo-tank temporarily. Now there is a break for the Neo-tank. I mean, even without the bomber, we do have either infantry. Actually, we would have to probably go battlecopter tank, or battlecopter infantry or battlecopter tank in order to break the Neo-tank out. But he's not like super threatened. He does have this Neo-tank here that is gonna attack him, but with the threat of Winter Fury of the next turn, it might not really be a super great attack to go up and attack that. Especially with the bomber there too, folks. Bombers are incredibly scary to Neo-tanks. They are like the direct counter. So we do have the double attack here. So we went in with tank copter instead, which is great. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Bomber goes up here, which is great. There's like almost nothing to counter the bomber over here. We do have an anti-air here, but AryaFireheart right now is coming in with another battleship. So look at the range right now. So we zone out this entire section of the map, and we zone out this entire section of the map. And Truniht actually doesn't have access to this port yet, so these battleships are very uncontested at the moment. So imagine if the battleship could tactically like move in a little bit. If the battleships like take a more central position and actually lock this port also, there would be absolutely no naval counter to them as well. Now Sensei is very, very weak in naval combat. Minus 10% firepower to all those units, so wouldn't be doing like an overly large amount of damage to the battleships on ports, but it would be enough. Okay, so Truniht, we are moving into battleship range. Okay, infantry are moving into battleship range, and we are sending the infantry forward. Double tanks going forward, anti-air in the back. So there's not really too many attacks that can happen against these two tanks right here. Now there is a Winter Fury coming, so we might see a world where we have some attacks. Like I can maybe see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. So this is kind of interesting. When the Winter Fury hits, this bomber is going to be able to go right here, clear this, and this guy is going to be able to go here. Not clear this guy, but he's going to be able to do a big attack. So we might see a pretty big attack over here from AryaFireheart pretty soon. But Truniht is just going to be dropping them free infantry like all the time. And we got a sub build. Oh boy. Sensei sub. There we go, folks. It is on the field and ready to go. Will it be able to snipe out one of these battleships? Only time will tell, folks. Only time will tell. Alright, day 13, AryaFireheart, top of the board. And we are going to be getting that Winter Fury with one simple little battleship strike. And the global damage hits the entire board. It is now snowing. We can now almost see the Noir Eclipse soldiers as the background is now white. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Alrighty. Continuing on, we have an anti-air attack and a tank in the top portion of the map here. Interesting attack, too, because the tank is actually at 8 HP. And we go in and attack it with a battlecopter, which is pretty crazy. This is not something that you would normally do, but technically right now Olaf has 140% defense. So by attacking this, it doesn't really take a whole lot of counter damage. And we take this guy down a little bit. You know, we take him down to 5. It's not really going to be an overly effective tank in the front lines right now. So all in all, not too bad of an attack. And the anti-air just clears another tank. Ooh, and look at this. So battleship, or not battleship, bomber attacks an infantry. Interesting. Interesting. I think we could have easily went down and attacked this guy here, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe this guy's plan is to like go up here and like attack the sub for some reason. I mean, once the sub dives, I mean that's it. He's kind of just like he's doved, and then you can't hit him anymore. that's pretty much the way that goes. But attacking the infantry, maybe we have a plan. Maybe there's a plan for attacking that infantry. Getting on the city. Okay. Maybe that was the plan all along. We just wanted to get the terrain bonus of getting on the city so that Sensei can't take it. I still think we would be able to like snipe of this tank, no problem. I don't see anything that can attack it. Because this guy can't make it. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this would be a free tile. Like, I think you could definitely go down and attack this guy. But you know, lively things, folks, is what it is. Alrighty, Truniht, bottom of the map. Actually ahead in properties right now, 48,000 properties, but did take a really, really big hit to the amount of funds that he's going to be getting. So he's got 9,700 in the bank, right? So he should be getting like 57,700, I think. Don't quote me on that. 57,700. And he actually starts the turn with 35,700 because of the global damage. So that was a hefty repair bill, indeed. I mean, look at the things that we had to repair, though. We had to repair a sub, a tank, a neo tank, I think a tank right here, couple infantry, artillery, tank, artillery, infantry. Did I miss anything? I think that's it. But yeah, that's a lot of repairs. Infantry just moving up as blockers up in the north. So this Neo tank down here is just locked in place. Like, it's not actually really able to move, which is very unfortunate. Like I said, if we had the Neo tank built from over here, it would at least be over here and able to attack this line over here, but Neo tank down here is very, very locked. It's not really able to go too far at all. So, pretty interesting there. I don't really see any attacks up north. We're just going to continue the assault on that anti-air. So 3 HP is very unfortunate because I'm pretty sure another anti-air should be able to clear that. Look at the little mech guys, though. I love the little design of the mechs. They're carrying the little money bags. It's beautiful. Alrighty. Day 14. And AryaFireheart's moving in with those stinking Neo tanks and clearing 2 infantry, 3 infantry with these units up here. Very, very devastating attacks. What do we have next? What do we have next? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that's as far as he could have moved. Okay. Oh, and the attack up north has begun. Yep, we definitely cleared that tank with the extra anti-air. We are gonna have to be pulling back up north, which is very unfortunate. AryaFireheart just has tremendous zoning on the map right now. It's given Truniht very little options to actually attack into this. Without going like full airborne assault over here and building like a buttload of bombers or something, it's gonna be very difficult to break this position. There's many anti-airs, and yeah, there's just a lot of anti-airs. Oh, we got a carrier build. Oh, very interesting. Don't normally see too many carriers popping up in Advanced Wars by Web, but when you do, you know it's high funds, folks. This is beautiful. Actually, it's not really too bad of a carrier build. So the carrier actually zones out a lot of the map too. It's got the biggest range of any unit in Advanced Wars by Web. Firing, I think it's a total of 8 squares away from it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 8 squares away from it, which is very nice because most of the time it can keep bombers away from it unless the bomber's already in its range. So, as you can tell, the bomber is in its range, but we would be able to block the bomber off, so it might not be able to get through, but so many forces here right now, so it's going to be very interesting to see. And the sub is moving into position, folks. So Truniht right now is using this battlecopter strictly to sap funds away from AryaFireheart by the looks of it. Battlecopter is not going to be able to do enough damage to the battleship to actually destroy it, but it is going to be able to sap funds, which is it's good. It's good, but it's bad at the exact same time. So by doing that, you give Olaf like a massive amount of free charge every single turn whenever you attack this unit, but you also take away a lot of his money, right? So it's like, you do damage, take away money, but you get hit by a Winter Fury a lot quicker than you normally would. So, yeah, it's cool. It's fine. Oh, we got trapped over here. Excellent position, actually. Hats off to Truniht on that one. So put his sub in the perfect position here to actually block his battlecopter. So that boy got trapped. And as you guys can see, it's actually in perfect range for the carrier to take it out too. Whether or not the carrier is going to target the battlecopter or target the bomber, that's another question, but I'm assuming we will probably be seeing the bomber leave the range of the carrier. The battleships are on the move at the moment too, which is very interesting. AryaFireheart ended up using the fighter to clear the battlecopter instead of this battlecopter, you know, because he got trapped, but fighter did manage to clear it, which lets the battleships move into the center, which gives them even more zoning potential and blocks the carrier. And she builds a sub of her own, so Olaf's Navy, ooh, getting even bigger. Bomber goes down to an even more uncontested zone down here and actually strikes the tank that was just built. That is a pretty devastating blow. Now the sub is going to be good because the sub will actually counter this sub perfectly fine, but it'll also be able to counter the carrier, which is very nice. Now you could build a cruiser, and there's a world where the cruiser would work perfectly fine, but cruiser wouldn't be able to attack the carrier, right? So it's one of the issues there. And this is one of the moments when the global damage COs just kind of start to snowball against Sensei. So Sensei is an incredibly strong CO when it comes to high farms, don't get me wrong. There's certain maps when if you play as Sensei and you get like that early push, and you get a lot of properties, Sensei will just roll over your opponent. But when he fights global damage COs, tends to suffer a little bit more. Alright, but we got the airborne assault. So this is the big old mech assault. Now, if we see here for the value, so 236,000. And then we get the, oh no. So we're at 218,000. No, we're at this turn. No, we're at this turn. Yes. 212,000. Ooh, 212,000 to 255,000. That is a massive mech drop right now. Holy macaroni. Look at these guys just all over the field. Ooh, do we have any really effective hits for these mech? Oh my god, look at this. Mech hit, mech hit, mech hit. That is 3 anti-airs right there that are going down to this attack. That is beautiful. Now when it comes to the south, there's not really too many attacks. There is a mech shot right here that we can take, and that's about it. But the south is actually looking quite a bit stronger now that we managed to push past this area. So if this army does manage to get into this area right here, we're going to be able to start to swarm in here and hopefully be able to take out this section of the map. But we do need a counter to the battleships. The battleships are just going to be massive hindrances to our progress. And look at this little nice combo here. So we go in with the sub, go in with the battlecopter. 8 HP battlecopter takes out a full HP battlecopter. That is the power of a Sensei battlecopter, folks. And we one-shot the fighter with our carrier. So that is a massive blow to Olaf's army right there. Truniht right now at 54,000 funds every single day. So he's definitely ahead. Definitely ahead at the moment. So what he really needs to do is we just gotta bunker down and we gotta just start eliminating units, because we are gonna be hit by another Winter Fury here pretty soon. So we want to minimize the damage that we take. Alrighty, so Winter Fury hits. Oh my god, the value was still going down. Look at this, a 271,000 value. Winter Fury hits, takes it all the way down to 212,000. That is a massive hit to the value. Okay, what is AryaFireheart going to do now? That is the question. Now, I think I did see the next attack. So battleship attacks cruiser carrier. Very nice, very justified attack for sure. Black boat moves in to heal the battleship. Sub takes a shot at the sub. Nice. And the Neo tank starts swarming the HQ. That is a totally vulnerable HQ. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. That's some spooky stuff. Spooky stuff indeed. Okay, AryaFireheart continuing on with her attack here. Ends the turn right there. Ends up building another sub. And that is literally all. No. She builds a sub. Triple base skips. Builds bomber. Wow. Triple base skip for a bomber and a sub. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I probably have seen that one, but you know, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen stuff like that, folks. That's the wonderful thing about high funds. You see such wonderful, beautiful things happen. Alright, we got another sub build, and Carrier has moved down a tile. So we are going to be threatening that bomber here pretty soon, which is pretty nice. Battleship's still got nice attacks here, though, so it's going to be pretty spooky here for Truniht. But next engagement is going to be dropping another copter command on Olaf here. So Olaf's going to have to be very, very careful what he attacks here. I'm going to have to pick those attacks very well. Oh, would you look at that? Would you just look at that? That is very spooky. Very spooky indeed. So we just got a surround of the HQ, capture full HP, and very little opportunity to go in and attack this. We have one move that can break this. Now, it might be obvious to some people, it might not be obvious to other people, right? But I think the only way to break this, it depends on the role for this. Actually, it really doesn't, but I'll let you think about it, right? This is what you gotta do, right? So, and you might think that you want to attack the the bomber, but that's a mistake. So you go and you attack battlecopter, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Neo has to attack this Neo right here. Other anti-air comes in, we interrupt, and we bring artillery like right here, surround artillery, so we got that position locked. And then we have to figure out what the heck we are going to do after that point. But Truniht does see the breaks, so very nice. And we do get the interrupt. Very, very good. And ooh, the naval combat continues over here in the middle. Sub moves in after we got a scout, which is very interesting. So this is another thing about Live League, right? It's very difficult to hide the initial movement of your sub because your opponent's watching the entire time, right? So by moving here, taking a shot on the infantry, it actually reveals the sub, which allows the other sub to go in and take a first strike on this sub, which actually gives us another co-power. Another super co-power, which is the mech drop, which is even better because the mech drop right here actually secures the clear on the HQ here, aka the lab, which is very nice. But are we gonna see it? That's the question. Okay, so we joined up a bunch of units for that one, which is very, very good. So this is one thing that some people might not think about this before they pop their airborne assault, right? you have to think about your unit count and whether or not you're going to be able to build any units after you use the airborne assault. So Truniht very carefully covered some cities, right? So he covers this city. Now, I don't know if this was initially his plan, but it's a brilliant plan because he covers this city to guarantee that he gets drops on all the frontline properties, which is pretty good. Pretty good in my opinion, you know? Covers this one too, right? But very nice. Very nice move. 10 out of 10 would drop the airborne assault again. Now, he is going to have to join a couple units together in order to actually build. But that also gets him a little bit of free money. So he gets another sub, gets the clear, joins some of those mechs together like we're playing the campaign of Advance Wars, and builds a stinky Neo tank. Gross. Completely justified though, folks. I mean, we do need the heavy firepower over here. So now, once again, he's pulled ahead. He's pulled ahead. He's 268,900. So he's almost where he was before the last Winter Fury, right? But then a Winter Fury hits, and then boom, all the way back down to 208,000, which puts him in range of like AryaFireheart's funds also. This bomber, absolute unit, absolute legend of a bomber. 0 funds and ammo. Nothing. He's got nothing left in the bank. He has taken every single shot that he has, and he's got no fuel or no ammo left. He's almost got no fuel left. He's only got 21 fuel. Crazy stuff. Also, AryaFireheart built another classy medium tank, so you gotta give her some praise up there. Day 18 manages to cover the enemy port, so we are not going to be seeing any more Navy from our friend Sensei, which is very unfortunate, considering that the 2 battleships are still floating in the middle of the lake. Very, very unfortunate. Okay, so we join a couple mechs together, build another battlecopter, join more mechs together, manage to get the clear on the bomber of legend. Unfortunately, he has finally fallen after taking like 9 shots. Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah, so that bomber, that was the same bomber that popped up at the beginning of the game. 9 shots. That's if that's not value, I don't know what is, folks. Okay, so we sack a lot of units into that Neo tank down here. But we do take it down to 4. We got new Neo tanks on the field, battlecopters ready, another anti-air. Not really. This is very scary to this front because there's absolutely no counter to these 3 units. But day 19, AryaFireheart needs to flip 2 properties at the moment. Yeah, so she needs to either acquire 2 properties or flip 2 properties. Flipping 2 properties would be the ideal situation in order to secure a winning position. Otherwise, Sensei is going to be winning this one through just properties alone. This is at 54,000 still. AryaFireheart has been unable to actually capture another property. We finally take out one of the battleships in the middle of this little lake here. So as you can see here, a nice little counter. Did actually manage to clear the... or didn't clear it, but this guy moves, so we do get to build a cruiser, which is pretty cool. Battlecopter going up and attempting to fight this beautiful, classy medium tank up here, but it's just not enough. You know, it's just not enough. Are we planning to go for another copter command? I don't think so. At this point in the game, we definitely got to be saving up for those airborne assaults. So it's good to use a couple copter commands like early to get a little bit of a early infantry boost, right? And unit count boost, but after you get to a certain point in high funds, you just gotta be using the airborne assault. Because Sensei's mechs are very, very strong, so they are going to be able to do a lot of damage against, like, even Neo tanks and stuff, right? You're going to be able to do, like, 20% damage hits to them. So, I mean, that is way more effective than just doing little tickling damage of infantry. So you want to be getting those guys out there. And, carrier. That's the second carrier of the game. Oh my god. High funds, folks, high funds. Got another carrier on the field, but this time from AryaFireheart. So this is going to be a pretty spooky carrier. And the battleship. Terrifying position for this battleship because it's starting to cover the lab. One more square forward, and we have a full lock over the lab, which is very terrifying. But it is Trunit's turn. Look at this Neo tank just rushing in here, just no fear, just going straight at it, just like, I'm gonna get you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ooh. Airborne assault with 27 units left. Boom, bumps it all the way up to 48 units. We will actually not even really need to join many units, like maybe just join like one unit and that's about it. And then we'll be able to buy some big toys. Big toys to play with here. Let's see where the mechs go. So we take out a... Oh no. We take out the anti-air, which is fantastic. Battlecopter goes up and finishes off the classy medium tank. What a combination of bullies up here. The battlecopter and the Neo tank just bullying that poor classy medium tank all the way down. Very nice clear though, very nice clear. State 20 continuing. Double mechs. Ooh, nice. Get a nice snipe on a bomber here too, which is very good. So we joined up quite a few mechs that turn, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Lots and lots of money in the bank here. We run out of time. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this. These players are playing on increment now. So whenever they suddenly end turn, they're out of time. Which is very unfortunate because Truniht, he's got 29,000 funds in the bank. Just ready to be bought. So by missing out on a $29,000 buy, that's pretty game ending, in my opinion. You got to get the units on the field. You can't be having your money in the bank. So when you get to a situation like this in Live League, folks, it's very, very advisable to build your units first. Right? You don't want to leave your builds towards the end of the game or the end of the turn. Get them out on the field very, very quick. So we get a Winter Fury here from AryaFireheart. Managed to get 4 clears. 5 clears right by the HQ. Very dangerous territory here, especially with the infantry in a position to start capturing the lab here. That's pretty spooky. Are we gonna be able to cover it? We built a rocket. Okay, this is definitely a desperation rocket. Are we gonna be able to get it there in time? AryaFireheart built a lander. I love it. Built a lander just so so Truniht can't have the port. It's like, no, it's my port. My port. Getting very dangerously close over here though too. I mean, sadly they're mechs, so they're one square away from being able to capture that, but just so close. Like 6, that's 9 HP with those 3. Could have a full HP mech right here, but still not in position there. It does appear AryaFireheart is going to be able to surround that laboratory with the final infantry here, and that would appear to be GG. So manages to get it. Truniht just a little bit behind. Just a little bit behind. Like, not even really that much. I mean, battleship build, which is kind of unfortunate, but just a little bit behind over here. Overall, Truniht played a fantastic game over here as Sensei. Lots and lots of good strategies here. Lots and lots of spam. Beautiful stuff. But AryaFireheart was just a little bit too much for Sensei today. With the Olaf, that global damage is really, really a killer to Sensei players around the world. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one today. It was an interesting one. I don't think we're going to be using Black Noir again, just because it is very difficult to see. But I wanted to just showcase them because they're beautiful little guys. But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you on the next one. So take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.